morning, Dr. Francois. Security ought to be beefed up a lot more.
Welcome back to the Baxter, Dr. Richards.
You know, I guess one person can make a difference.
I must have absolute silence. Excelsior! Oh.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Galtopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. No tagline. Ladies and gentlemen, I had already recorded a broadcast I was going to go up today. Today being November 12th of 2018. But right when I should say, I was going ahead and queuing up everything else that I needed for the next video, and also getting into this white chocolate and raspberry cappuccino. It's just delicious. Something popped up in my queue. It was Snort Burnell. And Snort Burnell, as usual, one of our favorites here, comes through and closes off what was going to be a two-part series now into just a trilogy, all in one. The Fallout 76 debacle. Now, this isn't exactly what you're thinking as it pertains to, like, It's a Gundam, who's done plenty of videos on Fallout 76. I'll try to link some of them down in the description. If you haven't already watched them, I should say. They're great watches. Shouts out to Gundam. But Phil has gone through has been conflicted. He's had a couple of stages where he hasn't really figured out what he wants to do when it comes out to Fallout 76. It's supposed to be a big release, but as you guys may or may not know, from a public standpoint, there's been a lot of problems. There are a lot of issues with the game, and people are losing their faith in it for good reason, believe it or not. That's what Gundam's videos will go over. So Phil has been on the fence, and he's gone through what I like to call the 3 stages of gout. Stage number 1. Guys, I want to play Fallout 76, but there's all these problems and issues with it, and I'm not really quite sure if I really want to do it. As you guys may or may not know, there's a bunch of different games that are getting ready to come out, and it's just, we're getting into the thick of it. And I just don't know if all the controversy behind Fallout 76 at current is worth putting it into the rotation if it's just a really bad game and I'm going to end up dropping it later. So, I don't know, guys. I'm on the fence. I'll put a poll up on Twitter. You guys can kind of let me know what that means. Now, I understand, right, that a lot of you guys don't speak pig. I get it. It's not necessarily Swahili. It's not as complicated as Swahili. But it has its little ins and outs. But ladies and gentlemen, never fear. As for your friend, GTG, cute and cuddly puppy in a sharp suit, is part of the DIA, founded by Agent Proper. And part of the DIA, they have a language translation department headed up by Mighty D, James the Lesser, and Ghostly Winds. So we all went over there, put our minds together with all the technology that was at our disposal, thanks to the DIA, and we've come up with something. I'm going to come up with the translations for all 3 stages of gout. Stage 1 is he wasn't sure, it has all these problems, this, that, and the third. Translation is, well, guys, you know, I don't think I really want to play it. I really don't want to play it, but I need the attendance. I need you guys to show up to my streams, and I know this is going to be a big part of it. But if the game's going to be garbage, then I'm going to waste my time, and my time is really the only thing that's important. You guys don't mean shit. But I need your money. I need all of your money, and I need your attendance, and I need your subs, because I've been begging for subs lately too. I need your subs, and I also need you guys to attend my Patreon, because my Patreon is looking kind of dry. And since the royal cock that I was sucking at that time, King Tut, is now gone, I need you guys' help. I need you guys' help. I really do. Now let's get to stage 2 of Gout. Stage 2 of Gout is Phil basically being like, all right, guys, I really want to play this game. I really do, but I don't want to invest the time and money into this game and there's no payoff, especially if the game is really, really bad. And there's all these different problems as it pertains to the multiplayer, and all of these different things are coming out, allegedly, that is making it not as appealing. It may not even be appealing, entertaining, or even safe for you guys. Even though one of the safety issues, which had to do with the multiplayer, was PC exclusive, but you know, shit trickles downhill, so it's neither here nor there. In any case, Phil's like, I don't know, guys, I'm just really on my back hooves about this situation. I'll put up a poll on Twitter, though, and you guys tell me what you guys want. I'm going to give you guys the choice without calling it, you know, patron's choice or anything like that. I'll give you guys a choice, and you guys can decide. You guys ready for the translation? Here comes the translation. If you guys really want to see me play Fallout 76, you guys are going to pay me to play it. You guys are going to go to my Patreon. You guys are going to go ahead and help me with these sub goals, right? I have 2 sub goals out over there on Twitch. You guys are going to help me do that and get that up to par. You're not on top of the sub goals. You're going to also go to my Patreon and help me do that, because that's what needs to happen. Also, one of you guys are going to need to donate the game to me. Sorry, because if I drop the game and I paid for it, I'm definitely going to be pissed. But if one of you guys drop the game, I'll play it for a little while, and then when I find out it's really trash and all the money that it would have taken me to recoup the money that I would have actually spent on the game, plus some, has been accumulated, then I'll just drop the game automatically and tell you guys, oh, I'll bring it back later on at another time and date. Snort. But then again, why would the head of the Piggy Mafia just end it right then and there? I'll just go ahead and bring that back later on. I'll remix it, and I'll put it as a Patreon goal, and I'll make you guys pay me the full $12.50 to play it later. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stage 3 of Gout, which is where we're at currently, and we will be going into this one blind, which is, let's see, well, what is this here? No Fallout 76, gifted subs are not growth, and King Tut was banned off Twitch. Okay, so basically he's like, I would assume that, okay guys, I put the poll up, either A, the poll was just super close, or people overwhelmingly just said, I don't want to play the game, or they don't want me to play the game, and so I'm not going to play it. Sorry guys, there's a bunch of games out already. We'll have a great time with that, and we can come back at it at a later time and date. Oh god, that hurts. God damn it. I know I should have just said Snort. Anyway, translation. You idiots aren't going to pay me the money to play this game? This is supposed to be one of the biggest releases of the year, and you dumbasses do not want to come off your wallets, off your mother's credit cards, off of the holiday money you've been spending all week, off your dead grandmother's inheritance. So me, myself, and I, DarkSydePhil, DSP, can't sit there and play Fallout 76? Who do you guys think you are? I'm the most prolific gamer on YouTube. I have a 10-year legacy. I fight off haters every day. I'm the realest person on YouTube, and I blame all my problems on the black guy, Tevin. You guys have no choice but to worship me. And you guys dare defy me and not give me your money and not buy the game? Now I'm going to have to turn into Alexander the Great and bleed you guys dry because I wanted to push further and you guys wouldn't. Well, you know how this works. The Piggy Mafia will always eat. And even if it has to eat its own. Cannibalism. And that's what's going to happen. So, that's translation number 3. Interesting set of situation, an interesting set of circumstances, I have to say. To be honest with you, it sounds like from the very beginning he didn't want to play the game unless people were going to pay him to play the game, which is basically how all this works. But in any case, we have the trifecta for you. We're going to get into the videos. Let me read you guys the official title, and then we'll go ahead and get into it. Also, did you guys get the actual Fallout 76 theme? Or at least somewhat close, so we can kind of make this seem right? Alright, good deal. Alright, so, video number 1. All 3 of them brought to us by Snort, one of our favorites. DsPgaming. Let's see, I don't know when I've gone too far. I do my taxes properly. That's funny. That should be good to rip into. And skipping Fallout 76. Second video. Buggy YouTube mechanics and determined to skip Fallout 76. And you must subscribe. That was all in translation number 2, so we already knew what that was. And last video of this broadcast. Let's see. No Fallout 76, gifted subs are not growth, and Tut was banned from Twitch. So that's just him just taking some more shots at Tut. No surprise there. As for all that artificial inflation, he can say what he wants to say about it not being growth, which theoretically he's right, but he did get the money though. He did benefit from it. Didn't save any of it, obviously. And I guess the nitwit didn't realize that, well, I'm going to go ahead and take this alleged staycation in September, but yet Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming around the corner, and even though me and Kat are just roommates, lovers. No, I mean soulmates. I have to get her at least something for Christmas because I'm expecting her to cook. I'm expecting her to make me cakes, pies, all these supposed snacks that I don't actually eat, and I want Christmas dinner. Matter of fact, I probably should start promising her stuff now because I want Thanksgiving dinner. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what did he have last year? Oh, he doesn't want to have a hungry man meal for this Thanksgiving. That'd be rather pathetic. That'd be rather sad. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to work. That's not going to satisfy. So he's going to have to make he's going to have to make some adjustments. He's going to have to make a few sacrifices, and he's going to need a couple of $1,000s so he can get her something that probably costs $100. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is how the piggy mafia works, and this is how it eats. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into the broadcast at hand. This is DsPnews, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG Networking Productions. You guys all know the slogan. Oh my. It's time to watch me work.
Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Shout outs!
We've got the lollipop cheered again, this time 50 bits. Alright, and he says, is this Vista of the North Star problem still on? I stopped at the last part, because there's no new vids about it, and I heard you got YouTube... Hold on.
Devour.
I heard you got YouTube claims on Forza, that's why you could have finished that too, YouTube sucks. Yeah, well, here's what happened, alright? As I was finishing up Fist of the North Star weeks and weeks ago, that was like 3 weeks ago, right? If not longer. I only had 2 hours left in the game, and I was very much going to finish it, but as I uploaded my next to last batch of videos to YouTube, they were blocked by Sega.
So, I sit around with my thumb up my butt when it comes to Fist of the North Star. And I'll be honest with you guys, frankly, I'm so wrapped up in new games and stuff now, I don't know if the conclusion is going to have any impact. Let's say that the claims release within the next 2 weeks. I don't have time right now to play the game. By the time I have a chance to finally go back to the game and finish it, is anyone going to care? It's not about the money. It's not. I'm not here to take a paycheck. And I do apologize because it sucks.
Now let me cut in real fast. So those 2 games that he is having buggy mechanics with that he refuses to play, or at least refuses to finish, why don't you play it on stream, Phil, so you can get that instant money right there, and then basically vault the, no pun intended, but vault the last part of that playthrough until you can get all your monetization problems worked out on YouTube, and then upload them then. There you go. So at least everybody on stream can watch it. You can almost make it seem like it's exclusive. It's almost like a premiere for only those who show up to the stream, that they'll finally get to see the end of Fist of the North Star and whatever the other games that you're having problems with, and then you can put it out on YouTube at a later time and date once it's all squared away. I know it's just giving advice and it's really throwing pearls before swine, but still, at least he can get that out the way. instead of him keep harping on it month after month after month about, oh, YouTube screwed me over, that's why I couldn't finish this, and now I don't even know if I should even finish it, because now, you know, it's so much time has gone by that who's really going to want to watch it, and then flip it and be like, oh, it's not my fault, I wanted to finish the game, but YouTube prevented me from doing it because I wasn't going to make any money. What was I supposed to do, dude? You see what I'm saying? He can kind of cut that dilemma all out. Because, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest, when he puts that last part on YouTube, it's probably not going to catch too many clicks on it anyway. I mean, it might, because it is the ending, so it might catch some, but it won't catch as much as if he had beaten it in, you know, at the time that he should have, within its scheduled period, within its shelf life, if you will. So he can at least, you know, bleed it out a little bit more on stream, on Twitch. I don't know, that's just me. Let's continue.
I know a lot of people at that time, you know, early to mid-October, were following along with my Fist of the North Star playthrough, much like a Yakuza playthrough, and were really enjoying it. I was too. I was one of those people. I really liked the game, but I hate the fucking game. I fucking hate the game. You know what I mean? I absolutely fucking hate the game. Sega fucked me. I'm out. I'm fully out of the closet, as you guys know. I'm out of the closet. Fully out of the closet. Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. They're a really stupid company in that way. I don't know, you know, they screwed up. It's their own error.
He's toxic. Every fucking day he's toxic. Every day he's here, he's toxic.
Hodor Tar cheered 50 bits and says, what's your opinion on the recent drama about YouTube shutting down gaming channel after sensitive journals for the hippies about hateful and unacceptable video about killing a suffragette, feeding alligators and Red Dead 2, outrage children to do high responsible to her episode of
Now here's the thing. He talks about interaction and this, that, and the third, but yet he treats certain questions like this. He treats it this way. Like, be consistent across the board and whatnot. You shitting on this individual, which is what he's doing. He thinks he's being funny, but he's not. He's being a fucking asshole. Him shitting on an individual like this when they fucking paid him to ask a question is obnoxious. And you need to stop doing it. That's why he gets troll so hard. Like, when he gets a real troll cheer and he reads it like a good hoe and doesn't even catch the meta that's in there, it's kind of deserving. Because when people actually give him a question like this, he treats it like shit because he feels like it's beneath him. Like, oh, I don't worry about YouTube drama. Oh, that's the problem with YouTube in the first place. Yeah. Even though the question is being posed to him because, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? And guess what, Phil? You're supposedly a YouTube gamer. You're not a gamer, but you're just an asshole on YouTube who's been on too long. But that's supposed to be your bread and butter. This is your stock and trade. So he's asking your opinion on it. Now, if you don't have one, because, you know, that's just not within your repertoire, then fine. Just be like, hey, I don't know much about it, and just move on to the next question. Instead of being a dick like this. Seriously.
Cheer me on. It's a great way to get a question answered quickly. Alright, it's a cool thing. It's a cool interactive thing. Cheer with a bigger amount and make them bigger so that way they're more significant, you know?
The bottom line is I don't know the full story. I'm not involved in it. It's drama, it's fucking politics, it's stuff I don't like to deal with. I guess the story is that I guess someone in Red Dead 2 thought it would be funny and entertaining to make a video series where they take the suffragette, the woman who's basically pushing for women's suffrage, which is the right for women to vote, by the way, and basically fuck the woman up in a million ways. Lasso her and pull her through the streets, feed her to alligators, brutally beat the shit out of her, murder her in various ways, and they made a video series about it and put it on YouTube, and because YouTube is a toxic, disgusting environment, the video's got millions of views, and this guy made tons of money on it, okay?
I mean, I'll be honest, just like any other normal human, yes, am I jealous?
Alright, let me jump in. First things first. One, he's just mad that he didn't come up with the idea. Two, it's a video game. It's a fucking video game. Okay? I didn't know, now to be honest with you, before I actually recorded this, I didn't know it was an actual, like, series. I had only seen, like, the one or two that was actually circling around, and the ones that Keemstar was talking about in particular, I saw those two, and I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of funny. But it's just a game. I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying, dude? Like, okay. Here, let me stay on point. It's a parody. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's a fucking video game. He did some stupid shit over and over and over again. I didn't know how many there were, but that doesn't really matter. He did a bunch of them. And did they all have 1 million hits at the time that I watched them? No, they do now. Now, they have well over 1 million because of all the controversy. But, and which is kind of ironic in a lot of ways, because the very people who said that they were disgusted by it were the ones who got him all the views anyway. Especially when the guy got his channel taken down and then eventually was brought back up. I know Keemstar was one of the people that was like spearheading that. Now I think the majority of those videos, if not all of them, are age restricted, just to give you guys a little bit of background. But now that all the controversy came out, people are going in droves to see it. So in turn, the one thing that you guys are trying to take down so it wouldn't get any more attention, in turn got even more. That's the first. So that's the first and second thing. Phil wish he could have came up with the idea. He didn't because he's lazy and doesn't have any real creativity. Second, it's a game. It's a fucking video game. Is it a crazy use of the mechanics and situations and everything? Yeah. But it's a fucking game, dude. It's not like someone put in a mod of Anita or Zoe Quinn or any of them and then started doing that. Then I could probably see why definitely people would get their panties in a bunch. But it's just a random person in the game, dude. It's whatever. And the guy got his channel back anyway. And he already made all of his money off of it. So it didn't help anything. Secondly, or well, not third, sorry, fourth. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys play first-person shooters, how many people have you butchered in your Call of Duty career? Like seriously. Think about that. How many men have you butchered in Call of Duty? Or in later installments when they started putting females in, how many women have you guys killed in Call of Duty? In Battlefield, in Fallout, in any game of your choice, how many people have you butchered? But we're getting mad over this one thing here. Most of you who have played a first-person shooter of some type, Overwatch, for example, I'll throw that out there. What's it called? Fortnite. Take your pick. We all have digital blood on our hands. So what? That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to dismiss the whole situation. It's a game. It's a video game, dude. It's a video game. There is someone who was doing what this guy was doing beforehand. It just wasn't with females. He was doing it with random people, just random guys in the game. No one said anything about that. So yet again, is this what it's come down to? And either way, it still doesn't help Phil, or it doesn't help other lol cows like him. So of course he doesn't have anything to say about it. He can't profit off of it, and at the moment it doesn't hurt him because YouTube is an archive. But like I said, this was it was petty. It was petty for pettiness sake, and it didn't get anything done. Yeah, this guy has all his videos age restricted, but is YouTube really going to go through the headache of that again? I don't know. It's an open discussion, so I'm anxious to hear what people have to say about it. Let's continue. DSP News.
Certain people and people who are successful and whatever, of course I am. Of course I'm going to have jealousy. That's a natural human emotion for those who have more than you. You're always going
and the word I was looking for was NPC. Sorry about that.
have that natural kind of jealousy of those who maybe have been more successful or things like that.
It's disgusting for the fact that people think this is like funny. Oh, a woman pushing for equal rights for women? Let's feed it to an alligator. Millions of views. Oh, it's so fucking hilarious, right? I mean, that's what I mean. That's the average mindset of the average fucking YouTube viewer. It's like, wow, this is so good. I mean, it's so stupid, and that's why I hate YouTube. You know, I make a video, oh, this is a terrible game, here's a bad game review of it, a game review saying it sucks. Oh, I get 1 million views. Oh, this is one of the best games I've ever played, 5,000 views.
Oh my god!
Alright, let me jump in, allow me to retort. So, I don't know how we went from a NPC who's pushing for women's rights being killed in elaborate ways has anything to do with Phil's opinion about a game being bad and a game being good by some random writer. I don't see how that correlates, but whatever. But let's go ahead and dive a little deeper. Wish I had the clip. As you guys know, I'm completely unprofessional about this. But does anybody remember, to any extent, of Phil's Walking Dead playthrough, the Telltale version? Okay, I'm going to take you guys back slightly. I wish I actually had the visual, though. Where Clementine was, I think it was when she was bitten by that rabid dog in the woods, right? Remember how she stumbled upon that dog randomly? Everything was all good until they started, I think they opened up like a can of food or something, and the dog basically turned on her. She ended up having to kill the dog, and she had that huge gash on the top of her forearm, and that's when she ends up, I think she had to go into, I think she was exiled into the shed. I think they end up finding her later. A group of people found her later, and they exiled her into the shed, and she stitched it up herself. or it was before she actually stumbled upon that group that ended up finding her because the wound was starting to get infected, and she stitched it up herself. All right, well, either way, I think I've painted the scenario. There's a scene there where you have to basically close up Clementine's wounds. You have to basically stitch it up. And this idiot Phil, showing the true sadomasochist that he is, screwed up her stitching just so he could see her in more pain. He did it on purpose, and he was laughing about it. There's a clip out there somewhere of it. I know that for sure. I know I've seen it. I've seen it multiple times, and I just couldn't find it before this broadcast. But he purposely messed up the stitching just so he could see her suffer, and he thought that shit was funny. He thought that shit was funny. Now, if you want to try to apply it to this whole feminist thing, I think even amongst the feminists, they would be like, okay, a grown-ass dude fucking killing a grown-ass woman is one thing. But to have some fat piece of shit on his couch simulating torture on a little girl for his own amusement is something else. Now, what outweighs what? Just my personal opinion. Just DsPnews.
I can't stop laughing.
That's how YouTube is. It's a disgusting fucking toxic place, and I hate it. But that's the kind of content that thrives on YouTube. So basically, this guy jumped on the bandwagon of making disgusting, negative, insulting content, and made millions of views and tons of money on these videos. Well, apparently, our fun leftist media in the United States found out about this, jumped on it, and basically told people, oh, this is evil content, why would someone like this? And people went and mass flagged the videos. The guy's channel temporarily got shut down, but apparently now it's back. Now, I don't know, no one knows the true story if, like, YouTube talked to the guy and said, stop making this kind of content. No one really knows the truth of the matter. But, of course, there's been this heated debate over the past couple of days, alright? Should this be allowed? Should it not be allowed? What kind of content should or shouldn't be on YouTube? Is it YouTube's place to step in and say, oh, we're the moral compass, and we feel that this kind of content is not allowed? Some people have said, dude, it's a fucking video game. You know, when you play video games, you're constantly hurting people and mass slaughtering people. It's part of the game. And the fact that we're getting all sensitive about virtual characters that don't fucking exist in 2018 is pretty extreme. Alright?
I mean, that's insanity. That's not healthy. That's sickening. That's like mental illness. There's facts in front of your face, but instead of believing them, you have to try to make a way to change the facts or justify that they're not valid for your own crazy purposes. That's like, I would go talk to someone. I would go to a psychiatrist, and I would say, listen, I don't know what's wrong with me. I need help. And get, counseling, drugs, shock therapy, whatever you need to fix your brain, because that ain't normal. I'm just telling you, dude.
Counseling, drugs, or shock therapy. Gotcha. Actually, and I said this a while back, and I said it jokingly, but now that I've taken it into some consideration, because that's like his whole thing when it comes to people with mental illness, it makes me wonder if Phil had some type of bout in his teens, and they hospitalized him, and he ended up going through some shit. Shock therapy, no. But did they give him medication to try to regulate him? Did he actually talk to somebody himself? I wonder. I really do. Because he's not exactly the most stable individual. He really isn't. And especially when you look at some of the people that's in the pig roast cult. And they're not really any better. Not all of them, but most of them. So it makes me wonder what he's gone through. And he hasn't monetized it yet because that'd make him look like a total asshole. But then again, he's someone who ousted his ex-girlfriend for her issues. So, what's good for the goose is what's good for the gander, yeah? Alright, let's continue.
That ain't normal. That's nuts. They need to seek professional help if this is the level that they're at,
Yeah, I kind of get it. Like, I can see both sides of the fence. Obviously, you don't want it so that, oh my god, I'm playing a video game and I get in trouble because I killed a virtual character in a video game. You know what I mean? Or I did something in a video game, now you're gonna hold me accountable for something that didn't really happen. It's fake. It's fantasy. It's the fucking realm of fantasy, right? Oh, yes.
これが壁なんです。この状態で耳元に何かをささやいたり、
Oh, yes.
とかに女の子はときめくんですよ。
そういうものか。 Oh, yeah.
Look at this schoolgirl geeking out. Wow. Alright, so just in case some of you guys don't know, I think it was like towards the beginning of this year or the end of last year, Tevin, praise be almighty, had had said something that sticks with me till today, where he's like, he doesn't know how the story is going to end for Dave. None of us do. But he says that, and I believe him. I believe him wholeheartedly. I believe it wholeheartedly. I wouldn't be surprised if Phil comes out at the end of it all. And I mean, what I mean by the end, and what Tevin meant, at least I'm going to try to perceive what he meant, is at the end of his online career, when he actually has to go off and get a fucking job and actually do something for himself. He's going to probably come out being gay. He shows all the signs of someone who does it. Now, he tries to hide it behind it with like an entertainment type aspect, but I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Maybe he just has, maybe he just has those type of tendencies. I don't know, but he really, really seems to get excited when stuff like this happens. And that, and all the dick jokes and all the stuff that he likes having inserted up his ass, at least figuratively speaking, so on and so forth. It's an interesting type of situation. It would be fitting, I guess, if it closed out like that. Just my opinion. Dspnews.
Oh. That's what I live for, boys. I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay, totally gay.
But guys, I'll say this, you guys remember, way back when, in 2010, I was playing the demo of Dead Space 2, and I took it too far, and I was making jokes about Nazis and Jews.
Wow, Phil, you really have a bad rep because of these nasty things you've done on the
don't fear, ladies and gentlemen. In a future Doubt and Wine, or Wine and Gout, one of the two, we'll end up going over that video and whatnot. And I think there's a racist compilation, like an ultimate racist compilation that's out there. We'll go over that one too. It's going to be, you guys might want to get your ice cream and your pillows ready that day. It's going to be slightly uncomfortable, for sure.
And it was pretty bad. I mean, admittedly, in 2018, I look back to that and I'm like, man, even though I was basically trying to copy the Howard Stern Show's kind of humor, who had done that many, many times before, the Howard Stern Show being one of the most popular radio shows on planet Earth, I admit that for video game style content, it was probably over the top. It was not very tasteful, okay? And guess what?
Now, you're going to hear a whole lot of probablys and maybe I shouldn't, or maybe I should have, yada, yada, yada. He does that because in the back of his mind, he still wants to try to defend it. He has to, in some way, shape, or form. First things first, as it pertains to the Howard Stern Show, someone who I've listened to a little bit of it and I've watched some of it. It's whatever you make of it, I guess, to be honest with you. It's not all terrible, but it is what it is. What Phil doesn't know, because he doesn't read shit, is that Howard Stern has been fighting lawsuits for years, among and because of a bunch of different things. So Phil looks at it and is like, oh, well, he did it, he's popular, well, shit, why can't I do it? But he doesn't see all the backlash that Howard Stern and the show itself took over that. He doesn't see all the lawsuits that were being thrown at him that had to be dismissed, which was time and money, a whole lot of money, that had to go into that. It's funny how Phil talks about all this, oh, you guys don't see what's going on behind the scenes. You guys don't know this. You guys don't know that. You dumbass, you don't know apparently what goes on in real entertainment behind the scenes either. That's the reason why motherfuckers have money. That's the reason why they save their money. That's why they have lawyers. You know what I'm saying? He can only push the envelope so far until he has to reel that shit back. So Phil took all of the truly negative aspects of the Howard Stern Show and tried to basically steal it and go and make it his own. But then when he took backlash, he was like, well, Howard Stern did it, and he used that as his blanket, as his shield, if you will. Not knowing that in the real world, Phil, this is what's really going on. Outside of Galtopia, this is what the real problem is, and this is how it's being dealt with. A quick Google search could have brought you to that. But Phil didn't want to do that. He wanted to just protect his art and whatnot and move along with it. And be like, hey guys, I'm just joking, back off. And make sure you click an ad. So, yet again, Phil, even in all these years, Phil really hasn't learned anything. Not that I'd be surprised. Dspnews.
Fucking what?
I got in trouble for it. I got kicked off of Blip TV for it. And that was, 8+ years ago, but I got disciplined for having that kind of content on Blip TV. So here we are 8 years later. Oh, I'm gonna, you know, brutally punish the suffragette, and someone's getting punished now on YouTube for it. 8 years later, it's the same issue, right? Where is the line of comedy? Where do you draw it where it's gone too far? What should we consider entertainment? What shouldn't? I don't know. I can't really answer these questions.
Do you know there's like a guy in our group right now who's like streaming this whole thing? He's sort of like semi-famous.
Oh, yeah, I think that's DarkSydePhil. He was the guy that got caught for masturbating in front of children. Yeah, that's so he was caught masturbating. I think he's like 35 years old.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was masturbating in front of children.
That's
on
right.
YouTube live stream. Hilarious. He's like he's a pervert or something. I think he's a
That's
pervert
right, I'm a
or
huge
something.
pervert, guys. That's all I do. I just masturbate constantly in front of children. You're absolutely right. That's what I'm known for.
You got exposed for doing that.
I got completely exposed. Absolutely.
Yeah, you did. You didn't even know the camera was on.
You know every inch of my dick and balls. Right? You know every inch of my dick and balls.
It's the guy watching his Twitch.
Is that really him? Is he the one that got caught, Matt?
Yes!
Really? He was the guy that got caught masturbating in front of children. I think he's like 30. He's like in his 30s or something. He's in his 30s and he did that in front of children.
That's right. Yes.
But I've seen so much. I'm a fan. I don't know what to say.
Okay.
I just can't. You know, I can't. I don't know what is too far. You're not a very mature adult. That's the mentality of a small, brainless child.
You know, the thing is, if you watch the video I made, if you watch the videos this guy made, is there actually malicious intent behind them? Does this person...
Do I actually, you know, hate Jews? Of course not. Of course not. That's ridiculous. Fuck you. You're a liar.
Does this guy actually hate women and women who want voting rights? I doubt it. Again, I could be wrong. I don't know anything about this guy. It sounds to me like this guy was just jumping on sensationalism. You know what I mean? And he was trying to...
That's the same thing you did. So it's funny how, oh, do I really hate Jews? You know what I'm saying? Even though I went ahead as this fictional Nazi member talking about burning them in fires, saying that I'm curb stomping them, this, that, and the third. But do I really hate Jews? Nah, I don't hate Jews. But this guy, does he really hate women's rights? I doubt it, but I don't know. I don't know him. So it's funny how Phil wants absolution when it comes to his point, as it pertains to his situation. But he's like, this guy right here, he tries to stay face and be like, oh, do you really think he hates women who wants equal rights and shit? I don't know. I doubt it. But he leaves the doubt there. That's the problem. He tries to be on the guy's side, but yet he still leaves that air of doubt because he doesn't want to co-sign himself to anything, which is rather pathetic, to be honest with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Phil trying to insert himself into the situation is a bad thing for him anyway, because it's just going to open up old wounds. Now people are going to want to go back and look. And here at GTG Network and Productions, as you guys know, we all aim to please. So, thanks, Phil, for giving me just added motivation. Not that I needed it from you, but, you you take what you can get, I guess. In any case, it was unnecessary. He shouldn't have just been like, and it's funny too, yet again, I'm actually missing a point. Did he tell us at the beginning of this that he didn't know a whole lot about it, yet he's sitting here going through it as if he's been keeping up with it? Which is funny, because Tevin brings that up a lot too when Phil brings up these situations. Oh, I don't know shit about it. I don't know nothing about it. And then he goes into like a 10-15 minute spiel about it. His fan base eats that shit up. They're like, Phil's so informed. Thanks, Phil. Even though I thought Phil said he didn't know anything. Phil knows everything. The gout makes him strong. Let's continue.
Attention for it. Again, I don't know what kind of videos this guy made. I have not looked at his channel. I'm just going off of the general knowledge I have of the situation from like news stories that I've read. But the bottom line is, here's the real question I have to pose behind everything, right? Why the fuck is this popular on YouTube? And how does YouTube not see this?
Wait a second. I only know from what the news stories that I've read, but you said you didn't know anything about it. All right, we're just pinching piggies at this point. Let's just go ahead and let's keep it going.
Problem that when people make this kind of toxic ass fucking content, that it becomes virally popular on their website, and that's okay. You see what I mean? Like, they have made a website
that has become a disgusting, toxic cesspool of immoral, gross fucking people. That's like me, right? That's like me. And that's what becomes popular on their website, and they don't bother to do anything about it. They're okay with that, apparently, because this is what they've created, you know?
Ow! Why'd you do that? Why did you do that? Why'd you just go to bite mommy? Wow. Alright, so you see what pigs can do.
Try doing that on Twitch, you'll be banned within 5 minutes.
That's 100% a lie.
You know, you will be. So, I don't know, man. Again, I can't really comment fully because I don't know the full situation, and I can definitely see one side of the fence.
That's going too far. It's really disgusting, toxic content that should be moderated.
On the other side of the fence, it's virtual. It's not even fucking real. It's free speech. How are you going to censor that? And then what's the next line? What's the next line after that, right? So I see both sides of it. So I don't really know. I don't really have an answer for you guys, okay? Alexander Rossi curious if you don't follow drama and politics, how do you always have a general gist of what the new breaking news and drama is? Because I read Twitter. I don't follow the politics or news or stuff like that, but I read Twitter, and Twitter has all their trends and stuff. So I always I'm in the know about stuff going on, even though I don't.
I called that shit. I did that a couple of broadcasts back where I said he gets all his information from Twitter, but he still lied just a minute ago because he said that he had read some articles on it. Now, he may have been linked from Twitter. That's fair. But he still actually read the articles off-site. He took a link from Twitter and read something on an off-site. But he said he didn't. But he just said just a minute ago he didn't do that. Like I said, I'm glad some of the pig roaches over there are starting to wake up. They need to. I really, really do.
Read news websites or whatever. Twitter in general at least keeps you abreast of some of the stuff going on. So. T-Dub Security says, imagine a world where you can make a disgusting, degrading video and make millions of dollars. Wait, that's real life. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest here. I think it was really Logan Paul who taught people about this earlier this year. As soon as people saw...
You're talking, well, to that individual in particular, you're talking like, or specifically, you're talking like Phil hasn't made negative videos and gotten a shitload of views off it. Anything viral? No. But he's made negative videos and, you know, and got a bunch of views off it and made his money. So Phil isn't excluded from that. He's even admitted to doing it. He says that the stuff that he did that was positive barely got any views. But when he did negative stuff, all the views came in. The problem is that was getting old too. You can only do a hit piece for so long and it can only go so far unless you can add something to it. You can spice up your content, I guess, in some way. Or you can reshape it in another way. Phil's never learned how to do that. He says he knows how to, though, but he never really learned how to do it. Hence the reason why he won't. And that and everything needs to be basically brain dead, point and shoot easy for him. And there's nothing to it. And he'll take the failure just because, oh, well, I can stand on the morals that I haven't changed. But then when he does finally make a change, he makes it this whole big thing like he's, you know, like he's stepped into a whole new era. When, in truth, if you want to go ahead and go by that logic, that era is already passed. He's always going to be 2 or 3 steps behind everybody else. He knows nothing else. And he looks at it as, oh, well, it's only really me out here, so this is my domain. I'm the king of all this. He's okay with that. He's okay with being behind the crowd, being behind the trends, and thinking that he's actually ahead in some way, shape, or form. Because, and truthfully so, there has to be someone that has to start somewhere. So he looks at it as, okay, the 200 people that are in front of me are way ahead and I don't feel like putting in the extra effort. But these straddlers who are just kind of getting into the game, you know, 20, 30, I'm ahead of them. So I'm still winning. And that's a really pathetic way to go through life. But that's all the pig roach knows, right? DSP News.
That he made a video of a dead body that committed suicide hanging in a forest in Japan, and that even though that video got taken down and he got disciplined, the fucking guy is still out there making millions of dollars.
Oniony, salty aftertaste in my mouth. With this salt.
He had millions of dollars before that, though, Phil. Yet again, he saved his money. A lot of what you see from the Logan brothers are props. Kind of like with rappers in a lot of ways. They don't own everything that you see. So, there you go. But the point is that they have people behind them. They have a machine behind them that as long as these guys can generate money, then guess what? There needs to be someone there to watch that money, which in turn means that someone needs to actually save some of it. Just saying. At least for some people, everybody's situation is different.
Salt flavor. Oh.
So they learned, wow, toxic sensationalism equates to cash on YouTube, and this is what everyone is now doing. How do I become a toxic sensationalist?
Why do you think people who previously would do valid gameplay are now sitting there doing current events and talking drama-style videos because they're trying to jump on the bandwagon of free money for minimal talent and minimal input, minimal work? Because this is all YouTube is now. It's a toxic, disgusting fucking place that's not getting cleaned up. Why am I toxic? More toxic, more toxic. Very, very, very hypocritical. I
like how he describes himself in certain situations, and he has to know in somewhere in the crevices of that head of his that he's describing himself, but pushes the narrative somewhere else. I'm fascinated by that. It's amazing how someone can describe his situation so well and so precise, yet have no real situational awareness. It's amazing. Because if it's delusion, if he's doing it on purpose, he has to be driving himself up the wall. He has to be slowly but surely withering his psyche away, one would think. You can identify all the mistakes that you're making, and yet you refuse to do anything to change it? And yet apply those same attributes to other people, but yet you won't look at yourself that way? Interesting. I don't know. That's just me.
Critical.
Okay. This is not surprising. It's not surprising to hear stuff like that, okay? Android Charity says, one of your trolls tweeted you on Twitter that donated stuff are taxable income. You need to pay taxes. Alright. Android, don't listen to anything that anyone says.
You gotta listen to me and not listen to the people who spin what I say. That's right. This is the United States of Phil. I am the supreme being. I make the rules, and what I say goes. This is not a place for you to stand on your soapbox and complain about censorship and freedom of speech, because the bottom line is you don't have freedom of speech. This is my land.
I take care of my taxes properly, don't worry. And, you don't have to worry about that. You don't.
I am. So
I take care of my taxes properly, yet I'm in the hole by 3 years on some state tax, and I have to beg children to help me pay for my property tax as well as my federal. But I'm handling my taxes properly. Gotcha. You made multiple videos last year talking about this. Your dumbass had fundraisers. You burnt yourself out on these fundraisers, which in turn is the reason why he's not allowed to do them anymore on Twitch. You had fundraisers to drum up the money to help you with that situation. Even though I hold the theory that the majority of that money, if not almost all of it, actually went to moving Cat over. But that's just my opinion, of course. We will address that in another time in another place. But you had to have a fundraiser for yourself, a charity drive, if you will, to help pay off your taxes. And you even admitted at the end of all of that you still didn't pay all your taxes off. And you're going to need people's help throughout the year, each year for a while now, what's going to be for a while, to get everything squared away. But you're handling your taxes properly. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god, he's such a liar. Oh, not even a good one, but at least it's mildly entertaining, I guess. DSP News.
Sufficient. No lies, because I need the money right now with this whole tax situation I'm in. I need the money. Give me your money. Let the green roll in. Give me money. Come watch me and give me monies. And if you don't, I'll have no life and no way to make money. And laughing it up because of the hideous scam of me saying that I had tax issues this year, right?
Trust me, I have a tax attorney who takes care of that for me. I pay him a ridiculous amount of money now to do it, and this guy actually does it correctly.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna end up actually going back to that sometime soon. Like I said, it'll be in a gout and wine or a wine and doubt in some way, shape, or form. You guys probably should drink some white wine though through that. since I threw that out there. But we'll eventually actually go touch upon that situation. One of the reasons, as it pertains to his previous tax attorney, the one from Connecticut and whatnot, is he stated somewhere, and I know one of you have to remember what I'm talking about, that this guy, that tax attorney, was a family friend of his. It was like a friend of his parents and handled his parents' taxes, which in turn is the reason why he was using them. I know someone out there remembers that. Now, I'm not saying that right there is the end-all, be-all of my argument going forward into that situation. I'm just saying I know someone has to remember that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the noggin jogging for you guys a little bit now. So, you guys can think about that later.
In Connecticut, and I do tell him all the gaming related stuff that I get during the year. So for example, I will tell him, yes, I did get a PS4, I did get a television, and is this considered taxable or not? He determines that, okay? So we'll see, but I don't know why you're cheering about this. It's basically no one's business, and don't worry about it. I take care of that stuff behind the scenes.
It's no one's business, yet you told them that towards the end of the year, in the beginning of next year, you're going to be talking about it because you're going to need their help. All he's doing is getting the piggies ready. He's just stirring them up. Like your sauce that has way too much sugar in it. Jesus Christ. So, in turn, he's really helping you out. To be honest. How the fuck are you going to say it's not their business when they're the ones that are paying your taxes? Secondly, it doesn't really matter if it has to matter in some degree, but I don't think it's as prevalent as he's making it sound. Whether the money was donated to him, whether the actual product itself was donated to him, or whether he writes it off as a business expense. Actually, there has to be some type of tier between that. I retract my previous statement. But now I think about it, I want to look into that now. If you have an item... Okay, so let's say this. A hypothetical situation here. So let's say I was donated a brand new PC, yeah? Okay, so let's say I wasn't... But let's say I said I didn't want the money and whatnot for it. So let's say someone, was just like, hey, GTG, I actually built this PC for you from the ground up. Here's everything, so on and so forth. Here's a receipt for all of it if anything ever happens to it. I'm just going to ship it to you. The question is, what would be the difference between someone doing that, sending you a PC, whether pre-built or custom-made, whether they gave you the money for it, or whether I bought it myself and I was in Phil's situation, I was writing it off as business tax. There has to be a difference between the three. Kenny, put that on the list. I want to look that up now. That would actually be pretty interesting. That video is going to be shaping up to... That broadcast is going to be shaping up to be something interesting. Alrighty, let's continue.
No one needs to worry about that, okay? Nobody needs to worry about that kind of stuff. Alright.
Really?
Fallout 76. Sadly, guys, it looks to me like something's going to happen here that I may not be able to play one of those games. And the game is Fallout 76. And you might say, well, why? What happened? What changed? We've been saying for weeks you were going to do co-op with people, and it was going to be a fun 4-player cooperative experience. What happened? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Eurogamer put out an article today stating that apparently Fallout 76, for some weird reason, Bethesda decided not to put any safeguards in the game whatsoever to protect your identity. What I mean by that is if someone happens to find you and join the server you're on for Fallout 76, if they just use very basic tools, they can find your IP address.
Oh my god!
And they can, do things with that. Whether just post it on the internet, DDoS attack it, they can do shit with it. Apparently this is a major oversight by Bethesda, and this is the first major game in years to have this issue. As you guys know, sadly, I've been DDoS attacked in the past.
It's Tevin's fault.
And I can't risk having my IP address go out on the internet again. The last time that it did, I was DDoS attacked on and off for a greater part of 4 to 5 months, until I finally had to have Comcast come here and through a rigmarole find a way to change my IP because they do not do dynamic IP addresses. So, sadly, guys, if this is the truth, and if it's not patched this week before launch, I can't play Fallout 76. Okay? As stupid as that sounds, but that's just stupidity that Bethesda would leave that out.
One, it was Bethesda's first attempt at an online game like that. Now, I'm not trying to, have their back on it, because that's not the case. I'm just saying, I just want to throw that out there just so at least some of the bases are covered. Secondly, if imagine, right, you being someone like DarkSydePhil who talks shit all day, every day. That's all he does is talk shit about other people, other content creators, writers, so on and so forth. Now that now he's in a specific situation where he could get exposed yet again, and now he's scared to play video games because of it. Imagine that. Imagine the realest person on YouTube who has an opinion and people should value it is now put into a situation where he won't play a release because he's scared of it. And he's scared of what's going to happen. Not scared of the people who's going to come on those servers with him and play with, and play co-op with him or anything like that. He's scared. He's scared that he's going to get exposed. He's scared that he's going to go through it. Now, as it pertains to that whole 4 or 5 months of him being DDoSed off and on, I don't remember it being that long, to be honest with you. I think initially he said that I remember when he actually got DDoSed the first time, if that was the only time, he said that it was over like 4 or 5 days. Come to find out, it wasn't the case at all. He had like he did get DDoSed, or at least it's, I guess, widely accepted that he might have been DDoSed, but then he had some internet problems that was prior to that, which kind of throws that whole situation into a loop in its own, whether he was really DDoSed that particular time or not. But he had internet problems for like 4 days. He had talked about it on Twitter. But then he flipped that into saying that, oh, I got DDoSed for like 4 or 5 days in a row. Now he sat there and expanded upon it and said, oh, I was basically under attack for like 3 or 4 months. You were attacked for 3 or 4 months, and it took Comcast that long to go out there and help you with that. And yet you're paying all this money for business class internet. Does that really sound right to any of you? Yeah, don't sound right to me either. Well, we'll dive into that at another time, I guess. DSP News.
It makes no sense whatsoever, at all, that they would not put in the basic protection that most other multiplayer games now have. And at this point, I'm kind of flabbergasted. I mean, what else could be wrong with this game? For those of you who haven't been following along, most people who played the beta of this game did not like it. They said it's empty, it's bare bones, it feels like it really is just them reusing the assets from Fallout 4 to make a game that's a cheap cash-in co-op with your friends. And I was going to entertain it because, number one, I am a huge fan of Fallout. I mean, take a look, guys. I'm actually wearing a freaking Fallout t-shirt.
Before the piggy goes ahead and shows the titties off. He did skip, allegedly, his, at the time, girlfriend's brother's wedding for Fallout, what was that, Fallout New Vegas, I think? I think it was Fallout New Vegas. So, yeah, he's pretty dedicated to Fallout. Indeed. Indeed.
Tonight. I'm a fan of Fallout. I was looking forward to, even though the reports were that this game's kind of lackluster, I was like, you know what, at least if I buy it, I'll play it maybe three major sessions, I'll get like 12 hours of gameplay of cooperative Fallout with people. It should be fun anyway, and at least it's something different Fallout, because we haven't had Fallout in, 3 years now or whatever? So I figured, oh, it'll be something interesting, but, I mean, seriously, if this is the situation and the truth, I can't play it, and it seems like it is correct.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot risk my IP getting out there again, guys. I just can't. Real talk, it will be ruinous to the business. It's Tevin's fault. Wow. Celebratory toast. Everyone, if you have a drink, raise your glass with me. Salud. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Fills a...
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get into the next part of this broadcast, but, so there's your initial excuses. I talked about that before, so... let's go ahead and get into part 2 of this and see where we go from there. It should be interesting. Probably not, but bear with me for just a minute. Let's make this happen. Here we go.
Faggot fills...
Now let's play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Because unfortunately, guys, last night, I had a big problem with Dragon Quest. Alright? So, I've been playing Dragon Quest XI for 2 months. 2 straight months, ever since it released in early September. I haven't had a single problem with the playthrough. None. Until last night. Last night, as I just told you, I beat the game, the main storyline of the game. And we did, did the final bosses, the ending, the credit sequence, and then I started up the post-game content. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in all of their wisdom, Square Enix of Japan, or Square Enix, however the hell you say it, Content ID matched and blocked my final video of Dragon Quest.
Wow.
So as of right now, you can see all the things leading...
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this right here is actually kind of interesting. We're in story number 2 here with the buggy YouTube mechanics and whatnot. He's been getting hit kind of hard lately as it pertains to his videos being blocked. Now, I can, to some degree, at least the other gamers that I watch, who are real gamers, by the way, on YouTube, they haven't had the problem that Phil has had. So, I don't know what it is about him that he's taking all these shots. Maybe it's, maybe it's karma. It would be befitting if that was the case. But, he's always hit at the end of his playthrough, too. I'm not sure why he's getting hit, but he is getting hit, and he is getting hit towards the end of his playthroughs. Now, here's another thing, too. And if any of you guys have been following Dave at any amount of time, you know this. Back when he was recording everything in 10-minute intervals, as you guys know, the first 4 or 5 parts of his playthrough were the most important. That's what really brought people in, and maybe the last 2 or 3 parts at the end of it. What someone has done, or at least what YouTube has done, either or, has chosen to not hit him at the beginning, but hit him at the very end, which essentially causes him to rage quit the game because he's not making any money off it. We talked about that in the previous video. But why is he getting hit, though, is still rather interesting. I don't know who he's pissed off at YouTube, but it's still rather funny. Because I don't want to say, actually, but it would be fair to think that, oh, well, someone's trying to flag all of that down, so on and so forth. But why wait till the end to do it? You could just hit him from the beginning and make him look like a total asshole by dropping the game up front. It would be much more entertaining doing it that way. But that's neither here nor there. Let's continue and we'll see what we can make of it.
Up to the final boss and the first phases of the final boss, but you cannot see me beating the final boss, nor can you see the ending, nor can you see me unlocking the post-game content. It's bullshit. It's all because they basically matched the ending. The ending of the game is what they matched and said, oh, we don't want that on YouTube, block it.
Salty, salty tears.
Now, from what I'm to understand,
sound good?
Other people have already beaten this game and uploaded the ending. In fact, this game has been out for quite some time in Japan, and the ending has been on YouTube for a ridiculously long time. So why the hell my video got fucking blocked and theirs didn't? No one knows. It's got to have to do with the algorithm. Because I uploaded it and immediately was like auto-match. So it has to do with this robot fucking algorithm. The same thing had just recently happened to me with Fist of the North Star, where somehow it matched post-game ending content and fucking flagged all my videos. It's bullshit, okay? So that being said, it's annoying as shit. Because how can I play 60 hours into a game and now I'm going to start having problems with the playthrough? You know what I mean? Like, it's really stupid. The other thing is, it was only the credits and final cutscene segment that got matched. The rest of the video was okay, apparently. So here's what I'm going to do. I disputed the video, okay? And if it doesn't get cleared up within 24 hours, sometimes these things do just get cleared up right away. If it doesn't get cleared up by tomorrow night, since I'm not streaming tomorrow night, Sunday night, I will take the opportunity to take that hour-long video and edit out...
Oh my god, this shocks me. I'll be real honest with everyone. Just making an edited YouTube video is very easy. Doing live improv reactionary commentary is tough. The hard shit is sitting here playing the raw games. That's the hard part. Streaming is way harder than just editing videos for YouTube. Okay, it is. Real talk.
The fucking ending cutscene and the credits, and I will just do the final boss fight till its conclusion, and then I will do the beginning of the post-game content. So at least that way, for those of you who want to actually see Dragon Quest continue, you can see the ongoing playthrough rather than what the hell happened, I don't get to see the ending, I gotta skip a whole hour of gameplay. That's bullshit. Okay? It is. It's complete fucking bullshit. So we'll see. You know, we're gonna see what happens. I mean, best case scenario would be Square.
So look at where our friend is at now. He has to he has to essentially go to the last resort of editing a video, which is scary for him, as you guys might know. He has to edit a video so he can get whatever little clicks he can on it, just to make it worth his while. I don't know, Phil, if this becomes a trend for you, you might just want to go ahead and get yourself accustomed to doing it for everything. It would help you in the long run, to be honest. Especially since you're talking about how you miss doing your year-end videos and so on and so forth, and all that requires editing too. I don't know. But, you know, it's kind of, it's funny how, oh, I don't have the time to do this, I don't have the time to do that, it's way too time-consuming, so on and so forth, but you'll do it to collect these little shillings that you're trying to chase for. You'll edit something then. Wow, that's amazing. DSP News.
And realizes this is stupid and reverses their stupid copyright block. But I don't expect that to happen. Much like with Sega. Sega contacted me on Twitter and told me they knew it was an error, they would fix it, and never did. And that was almost a month ago. So what are the chances that Square Enix would fix it, right? Probably 0. The third new release this week, outside of Hitman 2 and Spyro, is called Fallout 76, okay? And this game has been getting a lot of press recently. Sadly, it has not been great press. The Fallout 76 beta was widely considered a flop. For a lot of people, it didn't even work. For those that it worked, they were like, wow, this is really what the game is. The game has no NPCs. The game literally is exactly the same assets as Fallout 4, just reused and rehashed. And a lot of people were saying, although it could be interesting, it really is mostly only interesting because of the interaction of multiplayer, you know, teaming up with your friends, you know, and interacting with other people and seeing how they interact. And most people have been saying, I really don't see how this game is going to hold any interest after a few sessions. It seems like a game that once you play it, you'll play it for 2 to 3 sessions, you know, maybe 10 hours or so, and then you'll say, okay, I built my base, I nuked someone, I killed the big cooperative monsters, alright, seen everything, done. Much like other games. If you actually take a look at games like Destiny or Destiny 2, The Division, they're all kind of the same. It's the same formula, and it really seems to a lot of people that Fallout 76 is literally just them doing a cheap cash grab, reusing the same assets to make a crappily made multiplayer experience just for the sake of making extra money. So all of that being said, okay, I'm on the fence about playing Fallout 76 this week. I am. The thing is...
But here's the thing, Phil. What do you care? Like, seriously, you're just going to play, like, okay, for example, the story seems to be... I don't even know if the story's even going to really be there for this game. But let's say he was just going to play through the storyline, right? He's only going to play it once and that's it. He's not going to go ahead and experiment with different factions if there are different factions in the game and so on and so forth. He's not going to go ahead and immerse himself into any of that. And then he'll play the multiplayer a couple times just so he can get some cheap clicks off that. And he's going to be done with the game anyway. All Phil really needs to do is make the game pay for itself ×2. ×3 if he's greedy. And that's it. After that, he doesn't give a rat's ass about it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, what's the new Axe the Pig shit now? Blackout. It's not like Blackout where he can always go back to that well if he needs to, or Street Fighter if he can get enough people to watch him play it. I mean, because initially only Tut was watching him play it, and the guy who donated the season's pass to him. You know what I'm saying? That's how he treats games. Every game is just a cash grab. So for him to be bitching and complaining about this, really, as Snort Burnell has said, it's really just about the trolling aspect of it. Is still kind of frivolous. Just play the story mode. You're not going to end up fucking going through it into any... You're not going to go into any depths anyway. He might not even go through all the side challenges or side stories if there's even any. You know what I mean? Like, it's all just a cheap cash grab from him anyway. He's going to play for a couple sessions. He's going to drop it. Enough said. I don't know. I do not know. All right, well, let's hear more of his excuses. That's why you guys are here. DSP News.
I have a few people who are lined up who wanted to play the game with me. And if I did play it, I was going to play it at least Wednesday and Friday. Thursday's my day off this coming week, so it would have been Wednesday and Friday, at least 2 major sessions of 4 hours each, where I would have been, you know, co-oping with people. And it would have been interesting, you know, 8+ hours of cooperative gameplay in Fallout 76 to see how the game is. And yes, there would have been voice communications and all of the like. All that would have happened, okay? But a monkey wrench kind of got thrown into my plans. There was this rumor going on.
Of course there needs to be voice communications, because how are you guys going to listen to each other? Oh, you mean you're going to actually let that be on stream is what he's saying. Gotcha. Yet again, so scared of his own fan base, too. Like, it's not just the trolls. He's scared of his own fan base. That everything needs to be regulated. That's the reason why he doesn't do a lot of multiplayer events. At least with subscribers or so on and so forth. He's scared. He's scared of the shit. Just imagine you're a gamer, allegedly, and you do this for a living, and yet when you play multiplayer games, you won't have any of the voice speech out there because you're scared of what people are going to say to you. Jesus Christ. That's not a way to live. I gotta tell you, he's scared of everybody. Literally. He is literally scared of everybody. Absolutely amazing.
That Fallout 76 was going to have all kinds of security issues. Come to find out, those security issues are only going to be present on the PC version, not on the console version. Okay. So that being said, maybe it wasn't a concern for me, but I
had said at the beginning of all this, but keep in mind, if he had, when the original security issues were brought up, I think they said it was only for PC. Now, like I said, it could still probably trickle down to the other consoles, but they had said that it was the PC was the first place that it was discovered. I don't know, Phil. You should have read that article a little bit closer instead of just reading what you wanted. Just my opinion, of course.
Spooked because it wasn't initially clear that was the case. But overnight I did a poll on Twitter. All right, and my Twitter poll asked as such. Do you want to see me play Fallout 76, or should I skip it and focus on the other new releases? Okay. And the Twitter poll was almost even. I think it was like 53% people saying, yeah, give it a shot. And the other half was basically negative responses, because I did 2 responses. No, don't play it, or why doesn't it even exist? So 2 kind of negative responses saying, obviously, you don't want to see me play it. So I think it was skewed like 53-47. That's not very good. You know, for a brand new release, a game that you think people would have been hyped for and want to see me play, for the fact that half my viewing audience is telling me to skip it, at least via this Twitter poll, is pretty concerning. I mean, the last thing that I want to do is spend $60 and commit multiple...
No, Phil, it's because you're not the fucking center of the goddamn universe and shit. They probably are telling you to do this so they can play it themselves. So we don't end up having a God of War fiasco all over again. They're doing you a favor. They're just telling you to skip it for now. You're going to eventually play it. You're supposedly a Fallout fan, right? So eventually you're going to have to take the knee to it regardless. But this gives them an opportunity to play it without hearing you bitch about it. It is what it is. Even then, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of views out of it anyway, Phil, because there are going to be other people that are going to be ahead of the pack. You know, the shills. You know, you can't beat them. You're not part of them. You can't join them, at least at some stages. So you're going to get beat out anyway. You're better off waiting, to be honest. So the way I looked at it is they were doing him a favor. But he's so concerning because why doesn't anybody want to see me play this game? Well, because you're bad at it. You're bad at almost every game. And you're not really entertaining. You can't really add much to it. So just play it during a slow playthrough. You're good at that. Because last thing anybody wants to see him do is play the game and then rage quit it halfway through. Or turn it into a slow game playthrough that's used for the second stream. No one wants to see that. That's basically death.
Stream, you know, 2 to 3 streams on this game. I play it and no one freaking likes it. You know, I will give you a throwback to Sea of Thieves earlier this year, which everyone was on the fence about. I played it 2 to 3 times, and by the second session, everyone hated the fucking game and was like, you know, don't keep playing this. And, you know, if I hadn't gotten Sea of Thieves for completely free via Xbox Game Pass's demo, I probably would have felt pretty burned and pretty angry that I spent any money on that game. And I'm kind of feeling the same vibe about Fallout 76. Okay? Do you want to play the fucking game? Here's the deal. If I play Fallout 76... that means it's going to take away from the other releases. You know, if I do play Fallout 76 Wednesday and Friday, maybe even more, that means that things like Hitman and Spyro are pretty much going to have to wait or just be the nighttime streams. If I decide to skip Fallout 76...
that actually proves it, you know what I'm saying? Because either he's going to have to skip those games, Hitman or Spyro, and turn them into nighttime streams, which means it's basically the boneyard, you know what I'm saying? That's where, you know, those who weren't strong enough for the kiss of gout or for the gift go to die. So that's where that was going to end up going. And he knows that. He basically just expressed that to you. Spyro should probably wait anyway. Hitman might be something different. That might be a good look for him, at least for the first 1 or 2 streams. This shouldn't be a hard choice, to be honest with you. It really shouldn't. But he has poor management, and it's funny for someone who says, think for yourself, don't go off popular opinion, you know what I'm saying? Have your own thought process about it. He's not even man enough to do that for himself. He has to go off what's hype, which is even more funny, right? Because didn't he hit these shields with the same shit about, oh, you guys create artificial hype and then that drives people out to buy games that really aren't that good? But you depend on that hype. You're a whore, Phil. You depend on them too. You're a recipient of the machine. You need what they provide. Oh my. What you gonna do? A pig's got a sloth, right?
I could heavily focus more on things like Hitman and Spyro, and then the nighttime streams can be the ongoing playthroughs such as Assassin's Creed Odyssey, wrapping up Dragon Quest, and Blackout. So basically, the way I see it is, I don't know if there's a win situation here. You know what I mean? Like, if I play Fallout 76, undoubtedly some people will be interested in it, and I'll probably have a little bit of fun at least playing it with co-op partners who I have lined up to do it and everything. But the question is, you know, for $60 investment, how much am I going to get out of it?
It's gross. It's for this. It's not because they love what they're doing. It's not because for the love of the game or because they're true gamers. It's for this. And this is what it's become. It's not about putting out a quality review. It's not about putting out a quality playthrough or quality stream. It's about making this.
You know, how much mileage am I going to get?
Now, yet again, what I like about those clips that Snorpernell chooses is when he said, oh, when he was talking about the financial aspect of it, he's looking up at the sky, he's doing all this crazy shit. But when it comes to the actual, the more potent parts of the actual, of the gameplay itself and what it can be used for, he can look directly at the camera. Because that's supposed to be his bread and butter. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. As it pertains to... as it pertains to this all being for just money, he needs to kind of just... Like I said, here's the thing, actually. Because I just caught my thought again right before I lost it again. Blackout should just be played on the weekends. That's just where it kind of needs to go. Fallout, to be honest with you, the multiplayer should be for the weekend too, where he can get those people in there to play it. Oh, I'm sorry. That's why I didn't lose my thought. It's because I had another thought within a thought. Well, the people that he's choosing to have play with him in that Fallout playthrough, they've already been pre-screened. So there isn't going to be any new people to come in there. Because he already knows who he can trust or who's at least dependable, sorry, and whatnot. God damn, this sugar's getting at me. It's pretty dependable, and so he already knows who he wants to play with and who he doesn't. So that's kind of cut out. Blackout needs to be just for the weekend, or at least just for Saturday, I guess. Saturday, that's what it should be. And then he could play the story mode to Fallout. He could play Hitman. And see, well, he still can't play Spyro though. I mean, he could play it at night, and maybe he'll drum something up for it. I don't know, that's risky though, because it could easily die in the shuffle out there. Like I said, you know what I'm saying, sometimes the gout is a little too strong. I don't know, I'm not sure how he's going to have to do that. I mean, he could just swap games in the middle of the stream. He's done that before. So play Hitman for 2 hours, play Fallout for 2 hours, the next day do Spyro, and do Hitman, and then just kind of flip it back and forth like that. He only needs Blackout for the weekend, or at night. He can kind of shake it up at night with that. But, you know, Blackout shouldn't even have been brought up in that conversation. As for Hitman, I forgot he was even playing that shit. I forgot he's still playing that thing. He should have been done with that by now. He's lagging. He has a backup of games, but it's his own fault. He sat there and he's not completing games fast enough. Which is kind of funny, because I used to clown him for that shit, for not actually sitting there and playing a game out, but just trying to kind of speed through it so he can get to the next game. Now look at him. Now, he was so desperate to hold people's attention with one game that he's purposely backed himself up. So now he has all these games out here and he doesn't know what to play. Interesting. It's kind of funny, actually. See how that played out. I don't know. He can figure this out with a little bit of planning, though, to be honest. He should really go off what the audience wants. He should literally be like, all right, guys, Monday through, well, he usually takes off Mondays. He's taking off Thursday now. So Tuesday, Wednesday, it's going to have to be Fallout if he even really decides to play it. And then Friday, Saturday, and then at least Sunday morning, let them choose what you're going to play. To be honest with you, it'd be easier that way. And if they're smart, at night, finish off. Yeah, you might as well finish off Assassin's Creed, because I didn't even know he was still playing it. I thought he'd already dropped it, or he was already done with that. Finish off that, and then finish off. What else is he playing? He's playing not Kingdom Hearts, not Final Fantasy. He's playing He's playing that other RPG. Finish those 2 off and get them out of there. You should have been already done with those. And then he only has like 3 games to contend with. It'd be easier that way. Now, granted, there's way more new games out there than what's been named here. But Final Fantasy. Sorry, not Final Fantasy. What's it called? Shit, not Final Fantasy. Fuck. I can't think of what that other game is. I'm sorry, I can't think of what he's playing right now. Like I said, he's got 2 games on the chopping block that I thought were already finished. Like I said, finish off the old stuff first, Phil. And then play your new stuff. Just do that. It'll be easier. It'll be much easier. Either that or just drop those games all together and bring them back later. You're good for that too, Phil. Make that happen. Alright, let me continue. I don't even know why I'm dwelling on all this shit.
This game for 60 freaking bucks. I don't know. Plus, the other thing that I'm thinking is, I really like Hitman, and I was disappointed that the last Hitman game was episodic. This one isn't, and I'd like to really kind of focus in on Hitman more than I did last time, because last time the game really felt like frivolous and a waste of time. I'm thinking I want to focus in more on Hitman. Plus, Spyro's a great time. No lie, Spyro, when I played it last year, I really enjoyed it, and I would like to really enjoy Spyro 2 and 3, and not have to say, well, I played it once and now I don't get to play it again for 2 months. You know what I mean?
That's all just white noise. You know what I mean? It's just white noise.
I'm torn. I really am. I'm torn about Fallout 76. Here's the other thing, guys. There's 2 other factors we got to take into account here. Number 1, Red Dead Redemption 2's online multiplayer is supposed to release sometime in November. Will it actually? I don't know. We haven't heard a peep out of Rockstar. Number 2, next week we've got Battlefield 5. The week after that we've got Darksiders 3. Plus, I'm still in the midst of Assassin's Creed and Dragon Quest. So,
okay, there we go. Dragon Quest. Sorry. I was actually looking it up real fast on where it was, but he already said it. And then he has... Holy fuck, I forgot he's playing Red Dead Redemption. God damn, Phil! He screwed himself up. There's way too many games. There's way too many games for him to manage and whatnot. Unless he was willing to wake up early. Let's see, he starts streaming about 10:30 or so, his time. So, unless he starts streaming at like 9, he would have to start streaming at 9 o'clock, and then the night stream has to go over, which it has been for a while now. If you've been watching Tevin's videos, praise be almighty, you know that stream has been going over. Holy shit, dude, he's playing games I thought he was already done with. God damn, Phil. He fucked himself. He fucked himself. He should pick the games that he's closest to finishing, which I guess Dragon Quest would be it, and then Assassin's Creed, and get those knock those out right now. Put Red Dead Redemption on the back burner, which it sounds like he's going to do anyway, and wait for the multiplayer on that. That would actually work if you think about it, because on Fridays and Saturdays and Sunday morning theoretically, or afternoon, whatever, he could just make that his multiplayer events. Those 3 days could be the days that he plays Blackout, Fallout, at least the multiplayer, and Red Dead. That might be a good look, to be honest with you. Then again, he has to widen the net, though, on the people who can play with him. But he's not going to do that because he's too goddamn paranoid. Yeah, alright, well, that's all I have for him right now. I'm not going to give him any more advice as it pertains to that. But he screwed himself, I think. He's really screwed himself on this one. There's way too many games, and I would say I'm starting to think that at least 2 or 3 of those games he's not going to finish. And something has to kind of be cut just so he can make room for something else. Wow, man, he dragged it out way too long. He really did. All right, sorry about that, guys. I won't dwell on this anymore. He really dragged it out. How's it you've been doing this for 10 years, and he's been known for playing multiple games, together around the same time and shit, and he still hasn't figured it out yet. Wow.
I see it. There's no shortage of new releases. If I play Fallout 76, it may just make things even more overly complicated where I'm juggling so many games at once.
It's Tevin's fault.
So honestly, of all the games that I'm going to play, Fallout 76 seems like the most disposable of all of them. So if I really want to keep going with all the stuff I'm doing and not get super duper backlogged, maybe Fallout 76 is the game I should cut, right?
The funny thing is you're backlogged now, but here's the thing that's going to be even more ironic. If by chance enough people who have names, who have followings, really like 76, and that shit, ends up really getting some traction on YouTube and Twitch, he'll drop 2 games just so he can pick it back up. And I think he knows that, and that's what he's afraid of. He doesn't want to back himself into a corner, even though he's already there. Blair Witch style. Huh. Interesting.
I'm a gamer!
No. You're not a real gamer.
And I'm wearing a fucking Nuka-Cola t-shirt. You see, I'm a big fan of Fallout. I love the series, and it's actually hurting me.
Fuck you. You're a liar. I need some guidance. I do. I need some guidance.
Because I want to do the right thing here, but I realize that some people may be disappointed. I'll be disappointed because I love Fallout at the same time. It is $60 that may be basically wasted.
By the way, hint, hint. I'm open to people sending me stuff, especially if I'm going to do streams that people are bored on and not going to want to watch or participate in. It's disgusting in my opinion. Like, I'm actually disgusted. But you guys have to subscribe. Alright? You have to subscribe. Please consider. I see a lot of people in stream chat who are not currently subbed, some of which used to be subbed. And listen, I get it. I totally get it. Some people subscribe only when there's a playthrough going on that they're interested in. Alright? Some people had a bunch of gifted subs and they expired. I get that. But now is the time. This month is the time to subscribe. Not only will you get access to all of my fun new emotes that have been added over the past few months, we just refreshed the subscriber badges. So now your different crowns look amazing thanks to Popsicolo. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to subscribe right now. Plus, we want to see this holiday gaming marathon happen, right? No. In addition to that, if I hit 550 subs this month, which is the stretch goal, I'm going to do a special...
Look at how far he's fallen. At one time, this guy was almost at 1,200 subs. Now he's fighting. He's fighting for 500. Wow, man. That sucks. That sucks. And he doesn't even have enough faith in his fan base to get him up to at least 7. He doesn't have enough... He doesn't even have enough trust or faith in them to get him up to 700. He has to go ahead and baby step them into it. He's just gonna slowly let their hooves get into the pot. Jesus, that's crazy. That's so sad. That's so sad. And it's funny, right? Because that right there is kind of telling of Phil's life in general and his YouTube career in a lot of ways. When the highs are good, he does nothing to preserve it, and he doesn't save anything from it. So when he hits his lows, he'll basically just take whatever he can get without any real forethought. And he just expects... He's basically waiting for another Super Tut to come through and save him. Like, he really wants a Captain Save-A-Ho, and there's nobody available to it. That's really sad. Even though Swaggins is out there flexing because he thinks he's the man again until he gets toppled once again. So where's Swaggins at? Swaggins needs to throw some more money at you. And Alex Seidella, I mean, shit, he's going to probably end up getting a new wheelchair for Christmas, so someone needs to... He needs to go ahead and pawn the other one and go ahead and give you the money for that, too. I don't know, Phil. You need these guys to step up. Seriously. DSP News.
Special holiday edition of DSP Tries It. Wow. All right. By which, in this edition, I'm going to be reviewing something that's holiday themed. I already know what I want to do. It's going to be great. I'm going to dress up for it.
Happy holidays! Happy holidays!
Oh my god. There's big incentive here. You want to see a fun holiday edition of DSP Tries It this year, please subscribe to the channel. Yes, do it now. Give me your money. Gimme. Give me money. Do it now. So fucking greedy.
Then Lollipop chewed again. He said, you know, it's good that you're having a good time with Cat and basically life, even though you really have free time because of your work. Seems that you do have a decent life. Don't let anyone tell you shouldn't enjoy your free time. Right.
You know, it's true. I work a ton.
Okay, before his fan base tries to suck him off, let's talk a little bit about how good his life is with Cat. She hasn't been there a year yet, okay? As I said, that's in February. And look at all the bullshit she's gone through. You know what I'm saying? She's probably starting to realize that Phil's money situation isn't as good as he says it is, unless he's lying to all of us, which he may very well be. Secondly, the trolling's out of control. Quite literally. They were supposed to do events together, and that's probably... And I was thinking for a long time that's Phil... Or, sorry, that was Kat who didn't want to come back on there for a while. Like, she wanted to wait and see if things would kind of level off. Now I'm starting to think it's Phil, or it's both of them, really. But it was Phil that was holding her back and trying to build anticipation. But to do so, he cut her off from everybody, too. Like, why isn't that she's not putting up a YouTube video? She doesn't have to interact with anybody on that. Let the comments go. Or, Phil, you can turn her into a bitch like you and just have her disable comments. But I don't think she's going to want to do that. So why can't she record some of her Overwatch footage or whatever game she's playing, Assassin's Creed, she says she likes that, and just throw it up on YouTube, just so the channel doesn't die itself out? Why is it that Phil is so dead set on not having her stream or interact with anybody online? Here's the problem that Phil seems to be having with all this. It's obviously he's trying to monopolize her, but here's the thing. If she's not out there on her free will, then it automatically comes to fruition that you're probably controlling her. And if people can't see her or interact with her outside of her being next to you, then her value automatically diminishes along with yours, Phil. She needs to kind of step out there and handle the situation herself and see exactly how bad it is. You keep telling her how bad it is, but she needs to kind of see it herself. And to be honest, you are essentially the catalyst of all that. Is she going to get the trolls talking about the ex-boyfriend and the Subaru and all that? Sure. But I think she's a big girl. I think she can handle that. But you need to go about this in another way. And the thing is, it's already too late. If she shows up on the Christmas stream, we already know what she's going to be doing. She's going to be looking at the chat, and that's pretty much it. That's boring. And if she don't show up, that's going to make you look like an asshole. And you're definitely not going to make any money doing it that way, because that means you have to beg and plead, which is another thing in itself where what would be more beneficial for Phil? Bringing Cat on stream to drum up a bunch of money without him necessarily asking for it? Just, you know, all that great holiday cheer is what ends up bringing in the cheers? Or her not being there and him going into what he did last year about whatever sad story, whatever health problem, probably diabetes, or whatever other situation that's nagging and eating away at him so he can bare his soul, gout-ridden as it is, to get money. I guess we'll have to wait and see what angle he decides to go with that. Dspnews.
What? What?
And a lot of people argue, well, the work that you do isn't work because you play games. Hey, fair enough. You know what? I realize I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones. I started off doing video content about video games at the beginning of the era when it started becoming popular on YouTube. I got viral popularity because of that, and 10 years later, I'm still here doing it, albeit in a different way with live streaming, but I'm still able to do what I love and have passion for a living.
I love begging. I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life.
And that's a damned awesome thing, okay? And you're right, I work a ton, and I don't get a lot of free time. You're absolutely right. Sadly, you know, Kat and I both have full-time work schedules, and, you know, it is what it is in regards to that a lot of the times we barely have any free time. Like tonight, I told you guys, tonight's the exception where I knew we weren't going to have a day off together. So I said, you know what, I will forego doing a nighttime stream on Saturday so we can actually have some damn time together for a change. But you know what? The time that we have together, we definitely take advantage of. We always have a blast. We love being together and spending time together. When we do finally get to. So, it's a good life. It is. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good life. It's a stressful one, and, you know, it's a lot of time management. But overall, it's a good life. So, thank you for that sentiment, Lollipop.
You know, hint to everyone, you need to subscribe. We have been lingering around 500 subs the entire first week of this month here. And even though we go up, then it goes down again because people's subs expire. If you want to see this happen, you've got to subscribe. It's hilarious because I see people in the stream chat saying, yeah, this would be a great event, and they're not subscribed. You have to subscribe to the channel to make it happen, guys.
Look at how desperate we've become. So, Phil is, and I assume that's what the next, that's why Tut was brought up in the next video. So, it's Tut's fault that we had all those gifted subs, and now as subs are starting to go up and up and up, they actually start dropping almost within the same second because of all the gifted subs that Tut had given. So, we're still cycling through all that. And then he proceeds to call out the people in the audience being like, yeah, that'd be a great event. We need to do that, guys. We need to rally together. And then he's like, but none of you guys have any sub badges or anything. Yeah, Phil, that wasn't the way to go about that. I get it that you're desperate because you want that beginning of the year boost and whatnot. I understand that, but not like that. Not like that. Because all it's going to do is be like, well, damn, Phil, why'd you have to say it that way? Man, fuck you, Phil. I'm not doing anything. And now what, Phil? So now, in a lot of ways, actually, what Phil wants is people to individually subscribe to him. But in truth, the best he can get is gifted subs, which is what was going on by some of the bigger piggies over there before Tut even showed up. So those people need to really rally around him. But see, he doesn't want that to happen because he wants all the big donations and everything to come around for Thanksgiving and Christmas. See what I'm saying? I've been saying this since the beginning of the year, as most people have, is that he's slowly but surely bleeding them dry. So now, at the time of the year where he really needs these people, they're not going to be there. Or they're not going to be able to donate because they had given him so much money throughout the year. Or they're trying to help him, in December, next month. Give him a big push leading into his taxes. It's quite the dilemma. DSP News.
Okay. Disgusting beggar. Anything for this, right?
AES Charity says, I know that there could be some complications. Would you consider a subscriber goal where if reach Patreon members could nominate and vote on an MMORPG? No. I can't do it. There aren't enough safeguards for MMORPGs to prevent trolling. We know what's going to win. The troll answer wins. The troll answer always wins. Oh yeah. It would be one thing if it was, I play an MMORPG, but it's offline. No one wants to see that. I'm a live streamer now. And as we all know, when I tried to play World of Warcraft, it was a humongous disaster, a waste of everyone's time. So, I can't do it. MMOs are off the table thanks to trolling.
The pig with the hat. It's Tevin's fault. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat.
That's sad. So he can't. He's having a hard time convincing people to pay him to play what he wants to play. But any recommendations that are essentially sent his way, he's willing to turn them down because it's an inconvenience to him. But you're the one that's in a financial situation. You're the one that's in a financial bind. You want people to sub, but yet you won't do the things that would give them the initiative to sub. Huh. Well, that's more of that DSP logic for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with our last broadcast and whatnot. Let me read you guys the title of that. No Fallout 76. Gifted subs are not growth, and Tut was banned from Twitch. Oh boy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we get into the salt of it all. Hope you guys have your water or your soda or your juice, probably cherry juice, off to the side. You're going to need it. Okay? I need you guys to continue the great fight against the gout. And apparently cherry juice is the situation. Unless your aunt had gout and didn't tell you guys, so you have to blame her after her death. Because that's reasonable. Blame your dead aunt for all of your shortcomings. That's how we do it over there in the Burnell house. Here we go.
Oh! Phil's.
This is how I play the game. Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've officially made my decision. I will not be playing Fallout 76. Wow.
Shout out to Third Eye the Third. He cheered. He says, "You're a sly one, Phil. Much like when you bait trolls on stream. Excuse me. You also bait them on Twitter with polls. You know the majority will vote for something you won't enjoy on purpose." Well, here's the thing. I put up a Twitter poll 2 days ago about Fallout 76. And there were 3 options. I said, do you think I should play Fallout 76? The first option was yes. The second option was no. The third option was, why does this game even exist? Now, obviously, if you're asking, why the hell does this game even exist, you're not very eager to see me play it, and the answer is no, you don't want to see me play it, right? If you look at the poll results, at least as of last night, I did not check them this morning, because the poll is going to end tonight. I think it was like 53% wanted to see me play it, and then if you add together the other two, it's like 47% don't. Now, here's the thing. You guys are absolutely right. You know that there's a troll element. And the trolls know this game is getting bad press, the game's been reviewed poorly, and everyone's basically saying Fallout 76 is kind of a waste of time. So of course they're going to vote see Phil play it, to see if I waste my time and waste my money on it, right?
Oh my god!
So even though 54% claims they want to see it, a big chunk of that you know is phony, okay? So even though I would still say half and half, right? If the viewership split half and half, then I'm not going to spend money on it and waste time on it. You know, it would have been one thing if it was like 75-80% of people.
So, we just talked about what he's so afraid of. So now, we're not... now the alleged fan base has spoken, but because it's so close, he automatically assumes they're trolls, so now he doesn't want to play it at all. He's not going to let the trolls dictate to him what he plays and what he doesn't play. Why bother doing any of this then? What's the point of asking for an opinion if you're not going to really go with it? All you're doing is making those people who actually are his fan base, that are his fans, who actually give a shit about this individual, you're basically telling them, oh, fuck off, because I can't trust the other people, and essentially they have more influence than you guys do. I'm supposed to be here doing it for you guys that are part of my fan base, but the trolls, they control me. So, really, fuck you guys, just pay me anyway, and the trolls win. That's basically what Phil told them. Damn, that's pretty sad. Dspnews.
People were like, man, even though the game might be terrible, we'd love to see you still play it. But since most people are of the opinion I should do other stuff, yeah, I'm just gonna do other stuff. There you go. Do you want to play the fucking game? Shout out to Crazy Dream. He says, you're saying no to a game without playing it. Personally, it would be better to review your decision at a later date. Well, Crazy Dream, here's the truth. If this were 2012, 2013, hell, even 2014, when I was making way more money, which I was making way more money back then than I do now, and if we were in a situation where it wasn't such a crazy-ass, busy, hardcore gaming season right now, and if I had unlimited funds and I could buy every game I possibly wanted under the sun with no problems, then I would buy it. Absolutely. Even though I played it twice, who gives a shit, right? But the way I see it, we're at a different time. I've got to pick and choose the games that I play financially.
I don't have money to do it. 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 I don't have money to pay my fucking taxes.
And I've got to pick and choose the games that I play time-wise. I would much rather invest my time and energies into games that I know I'm probably going to enjoy, like Hitman or Spyro, or ongoing playthroughs I have been enjoying, rather than a game that's a complete toss-up.
I love gaming. You're not a real gamer.
Lollipop cheered. He says, Fallout 76, although not a very good game, gets a lot of attention on Twitch, and people are really getting views. You said no is your choice, even though playing will give you some growth. Anyway, Red Dead Redemption 2 seems like a game of the year for me. First of all, Lollipop, you obviously don't know how stuff works, and I'm not trying to insult you here. The reason
Well, here, let me explain the Lollipop then, Phil, since you won't do it, because you're going to be a dick about it, on how things work. First off, the game is probably going to be donated to him anyway. That's the first thing. Second thing is, whether he buys the game, if he does buy the game himself, I should say, he'll make all of his money back that first night. Easy. Easy. He'll make his money on that the first night. On Twitch. And then he would make any residuals back when the first two videos go up on YouTube. That's how that works. So, easily, within the first 2 or 3 hours of Phil playing the game, he's already been paid back. And some. Everything else after that is just extra. It's no problem. Phil is afraid because since there is an online aspect to Fallout, he's going to have to participate in it. He probably should. There's no reason why he wouldn't. And that's what scares him the most. And more importantly than that, it's not just a problem with juggling all these games. It's a matter of, in his own mind, at least right now, one of those games he's probably going to end up dropping. And I'm talking about one of the new releases. I'm not sure which one yet. But one of them he's going to drop. Or he has to drop 2 of the previous ones going on. Which probably Dragon Quest or Assassin's Creed. Which he probably should put both of those on the back burner for right now anyway. His dilemma is what's going to give him the maximum amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Now, I'm sure Lollipop already knows that. But that's what's really going on. So Phil getting ready to go into this spiel, talking shit to this guy for no fucking reason, is going to be rather pathetic. Phil's motives are not hard to decipher. His means is pretty much out there, and it's pretty much full frontal, no pun intended, for everybody and anybody who wants to see it. He doesn't enjoy any of these games. He's sitting there micromanaging it like they're accounts, and what client basically takes priority, because which client's going to pay the most. That's essentially what all this comes down to. Dspnews.
That Fallout 76 is getting attention on Twitch is because people are being paid to play it.
Shilling. It's gross. Paid advertisement, basically being a influencer or a shill for a product or game, means you can't say anything negative about it, and I would never do that.
This is 100% truth. I mean, there was that big stream Ninja and some rapper and the voice actors from Rick and Morty playing it, and even then people watched it and were like, wow, this game looks like shit. They were all paid to play it. Most of the major streams you're seeing playing it on Twitch are paid promotions right now, because they are really trying to just fucking throw marketing at this game, hoping people will jump on the fucking hype bandwagon and buy it, even though every time you watch it, it doesn't look very good, okay? In addition...
Actually, in an interesting and yet unexpected turn of events, he's actually inspired some thought. Is it possible that Phil is waiting for the shield, for the... not shield, sorry. My bad. For the sponsored stream? Is he waiting for the bounty system to kick in for Fallout 76 to play it? Because why not, ladies and gentlemen? He gets the game for free. He'll get paid to play it. And with that bounty system, he can play... It's not just a one-day thing, ladies and gentlemen. He can play it over multiple days. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to play Fallout 76 yet. Maybe he's waiting for it to show up on the bounty board, and then he'll play it then. Maybe. But even then, that would be the PC version, though. And he says he's not really keen on playing that. Wait, he's not keen on playing the multiplayer aspect of that. He'll probably still play the actual game on PC. He just won't play the multiplayer. Oh boy, we may have just gone ahead and opened up Pandora's box just a little bit more into why he might not be interested in playing it. So maybe, just maybe, all of this here over the last, 3 or 4 days was just to gauge whether the viewership will be there. Because remember, for a sponsored stream, a shill stream if you will, all he really cares about is viewership. Because the more people who show up, the more money he'll make. It's Fallout, he'll be right there at a prime time. He's not even worried about his own fan base showing up. He knows whether he plays during the day or at night. If he's smart, he'll play during the day. He's going to pull 300 or 400 people. If he can do it during the day, he can probably bring in at least, tens of new people showing up to watch him play during the afternoon. As you guys know, Tevin will be killing him on the YouTube aspect of that. That might be a viable reason on why. But the thing is I don't think those bounty type games come out until, or they start doing those things, I should say, with new releases until the week after. Because that's what happened with Assassin's Creed. He wasn't able to actually get on the sponsored streams until the week after the game came out. Just something to think about. I'm completely shooting in the dark here. But if anything else, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Dspnews.
The reason people are watching it right now is because it's before it's out. Any single time there's a stream that's of a game that's not out yet, it gets major attention. I mean, fucking State of Decay 2, a terrible fucking game from earlier this year, was getting ridiculous amounts of views on Twitch before it released, and then as soon as it released, everyone said, dropping that shit, not watching that anymore. As for growth, there's no way a co-op game is going to give this stream growth, because here's why. It's a game that will only played a few times. It's one thing, again, okay, Phil added a new style of game to his repertoire, and it's interesting, so now I'm going to follow Phil, right? I would say last year, when I started doing Battle Royale style games, I actually did add some growth to the channel. People started watching me play games like PUBG, H1Z1, Fortnite, and now Blackout, and they come out for those streams because they enjoy that style of gameplay. That's different than me playing a co-op game 3 times, dropping it, and never playing it again. That's not growth. There will be no growth from a game like Fallout 76, okay? So...
But ladies and gentlemen, that does prove my point on what I was saying about he's only going to play it for a little while anyway. He's not going to immerse himself into it and do something over the long term by playing different factions and going through different, skill trees and doing all this. He's not going to do all that. He's just going to play it once, one and done, and play the multiplayer a couple times, and he's going to be off with it. He's already told you that. He's basically just admitted it right then and there. So... in truth, he should just go ahead and just blow 76 off, no pun intended there, and then just wait until the sponsor streams come around, and then just do it like that for about, a day or two, maybe even a week, and just collect his money like that. Jesus Christ, Phil, I got to give you a lot of credit. If that's what you're thinking, that's impressive. That's impressive. If I was a slime ball, I would have done that. Luckily for me, I'm not one. In any case, here we go.
Lollipop, I hate to say it, it does seem like you're a little bit gullible. You think just because a few people are playing this game and getting hype about it now that it's legit. It's not. They're being paid to play the game, and people are watching it only because it's not out yet. Once the game's out, all that hype's gonna die. I've seen it 1 out of 1 bajillion times. It's gonna happen again, okay? Crazy Dream says, your growth is through gifted subs. Those gifted subs have to have a reason. Personally, I don't see a reason to gift any subs. Well, Crazy Dream number 1, I don't consider any of those gifted subs that we got for the 2 months when Tutankhamun was basically trolling. I don't consider that growth.
He's a piece of crap. He's a lying piece of crap.
I don't. We are around the same amount of subs that we were before. We always were between anywhere like 375 up to like 575, and that's where we fluctuate depending on the time of year, depending on the cost of subs, depending on what's going on. Right now we're at 487. That's right in line with what I expect, okay? I'm trying to slowly grow that base. I'll be honest with you, it was actually, even though short-term financially it benefited...
How so, when you've been trying to grow that number all year, and you've been failing at it miserably? Don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, I agree with him with the gift of subs aspect. It gave him the illusion of growth. But then, he never had that many people on stream anyway. He just couldn't draw that type of audience. In truth, all those gifted subs should have gone to Tevin. Praise be Almighty. So there's that. But he says he's been trying to grow this audience. He's been trying to grow his fan base or his legitimate subscribers all year, and he's been failing at it. He's actually right where he was at earlier this year in January. He hasn't gone anywhere. So the only thing that actually grew the whole year was just the subscriber number, not the actual subscribers themselves. Jesus Christ, that must hurt. That must hurt. The ego must be at least bleeding off that one. God damn, that's sad. All right, let's continue.
Get all the gifted subs. I actually think long term it hurt me. Reason being, no one actually knew the legitimate amount of subs on this channel, and therefore no one knew, oh, who's going to stick around, who's not. And it's one thing if every month you're looking at like, wow, okay, Phil was at 300, this month he's at 400.
What is this, Nazi Germany? And all you guys were the Gestapo? That shouldn't have mattered anyway. Who's going to stick around and who's not? It shouldn't have even worked that way. If that's what the frame of mind was with Phil and his inner piggy circle, then that's a problem. That's a real fucking problem. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that tells you right then and there that he doesn't really give a damn about new people and, in general, what they can bring to the stream. All he cares about is the number of people that can be controlled or manipulated at any given time. And because they weren't able to lock all that down because all of the fluctuations between Tut's gifted subs, it screwed everything up. So whatever plans he may have had in action essentially got thrown out the window. But then at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, that was only 2 months. So what the hell were you guys doing for the rest of the year? Oh, I don't know, Phil. You got some questions. I think you have some questions to answer there. Like I said, 2 months, 60 days shouldn't have thrown everything out of whack. And yet again, you're propagating the same bullshit where everybody's merely managing, well, watching and micromanaging everybody else. That's why that shit isn't entertaining. There's too much bullshit going on in the behind the scenes, if you will, to go ahead and try to keep everybody in line. Wow. Wow. That's a shame. I guess obviously I should have seen that. That's what I get. Maybe I gave him a little bit too much credit. Let's continue. DSP News.
Now he's at 450. Now he's at 500. You could see slow growth. Now that growth was stagnated because everyone was gifted a sub. You see what I mean? So now we have to kind of go back to being consistent and saying, okay, this month we're at like 475. Next month, let's see if we can get it to maintain at 500. You see what I mean? It actually hurt. It helped short term, hurt long term. So gifted subs are nice.
Hey, money is money. One thing I think about, money is money. Yeah, gimme. Give me your money.
Don't get me wrong, they help. And definitely in this case, this month, we're trying to hit this holiday gaming marathon. Maybe the way we'll hit it is if a few people are generous and gift subs, right? But Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. What we're actually looking for is more consistently organic growth. People coming in who are regulars who just want to subscribe to support rather than someone just throwing a bunch of money, you know, willy-nilly. So we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what happens. But I'm confident that we're going to hit the sub goal this month. I am. I'm actually confident because the holiday marathon last year was fun. People really liked it and want to see it again. And it may just so be that right now we're in the, you know, early November. Once we get near the end of the month and people realize, oh man, this is it, you know, the crunch in order to make this event happen, I think what's going to happen. I do. I have faith that people are going to step up and sub by the end of the month. I do. So I'm not too worried about it. Alright, Judicious Echoes Charity said, well, I selected Why Does the Game Exist, but I wanted to see you play it. Looks bad enough it might be funny. But again, see, here's the thing, and here's the difference, Judicious Echoes. 5 years ago, sure, I could just drop money on any shitty-ass fucking game, play it a few sessions, say this game sucks monkey ass, and never play it again. I can't do that anymore. Number one, I'm in the midst of so many good playthroughs. Those playthroughs will suffer if I can't play these games because I'm playing a shitty game. That's number one. Number two, I just don't have the money to waste on bad games anymore. I just don't. Okay? I have to pick and choose the games I'm going to play. So if it means I have to pick the games that I feel are the best, then that's what I got to do. And right now we're in a situation, I'm already inundated with so many other playthroughs, you know? If this were the dead of summer and there were no other games, yeah, I would get some Fallout 76. Okay? If I were rolling in dough, like I was 5, 6, 7 years ago, I would buy every game. You know, the times have changed. I think people just really are having a hard time trying to understand my situation here. For like 3, 4 years, I've been trying to explain to you guys, it's not like it used to be. I don't have unlimited. Why doesn't Phil just buy a brand new fucking gaming PC? I can't do it.
I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it.
Let me cut in. So he doesn't have money to do all that, but he has money for staycations, for actual vacations, to move some chick halfway across the United States. He has allegedly a new car out there to drive in the garage. That last one's definitely alleged, but it sounds funny nonetheless. He has all the money for the first 4 or first 3 of those things. You know what I'm saying? All the money was there for it. Now, let's go ahead and go back a little further. Why wasn't at those times where money and everything else was abundant? Why didn't he save any of it? Why couldn't he think about what his future is? Haven't heard anybody actually ask that question to him yet. And everybody who at least tried to immediately got blocked or banned. And that was on Twitch and on Twitter. So he can sit there and talk about everything that was going on years and years and years ago. But why don't he actually address the mistakes he made? Maybe if he did that, maybe people would stop asking him. Maybe people would have a better understanding. It's not hard, Phil, to admit that you were a fucking moron and you sat there and spurged everything that you received because you thought you were going to be hot shit for a long time, and you weren't. You didn't take the steps. You didn't take the steps to preserve yourself, nor your channel, nor your alleged legacy. You weren't willing to change not only when you were asked to, but when you needed to. You chose to go ahead and walk this path, and anybody else who didn't want to do it, you told them to fuck off. Which is one of the worst things you can do when people don't like the way your stream or your YouTube channel is going, to sit there and say, well, then fuck off then. Just be like, all right, then you don't like what's going on. Maybe come back later and maybe it'll change. That's easier. It's less aggressive, to be perfectly honest with you. So what if people say they don't like your content? They don't like your content. But to tell them to fuck off and don't come back isn't helping. And when someone else hears that, who just showed up for the first time, they're going to be like, well, shit, if he's talking like that and he's been around for a while, how long until I find something that I don't like and I want to voice my opinion? Is he going to tell me to do the same? Well, fuck it. I might as well get out of here now before wasting any more time. And Phil doesn't see that. That right there is just some of the foundations of PR. But he doesn't get any of that. So he just kind of talks out of his ass and then wonders why he gets spanked. Go figure. Dspnews.
I don't have money to pay my fucking taxes.
I don't understand. Phil's PS4 is breaking. Why doesn't he just go out and buy another one? Because I don't have $400 fucking just lying around.
Fuck you. You're a liar. I was basically the person who donated the money to buy the TV.
Yes, I did get a PS4. I did get a television. My new TV is pretty nice. Has a lot of like just really cool features. It very quickly can zoom in and change modes and do stuff. My other TV used to be a pain in the ass. You had to go through a ton of menus and shit. My new TV, this TCL, is good. I recommend this TCL. It's really good. The response time is better than my old TV. It's easy to navigate the menus. The controller's useful. I like this TV.
$300 on Amazon. It was a good fucking purchase, man.
You know. You know, this is the situation I'm in. This is my reality, and, you know, people just don't understand it anymore. Maybe because they watch other bigger streamers, too, who are just rolling in fucking unlimited funds and can just go out and do frivolous stuff like that. I can't, okay? So, Fallout 76 is what gets on the chopping block, okay? AES Cheered, he says, smart move about Fallout 76. I predict we will not hear about it by the Monday after Thanksgiving. I 100% agree with you. I would say give it 2 weeks. You'll never hear about the game again. Unless the only things you'll hear are horror stories about how the game doesn't fucking work. That's it. No one's going to care about this game. Nobody. It's going to die out super fast. Only Bethesda will act like it's good. Oh, by the way, and I guarantee this too. I'm not even exaggerating. Let's take a look in a couple of weeks. I guarantee you, you're going to hear stories in the media that Fallout 76 is some kind of a crazy bestseller. It sold so and so many copies and did well.
Paid advertisement, basically being a influencer or a shill for a product or game, means you can't say anything negative about it, and I would never do that. I'm good at lying.
You're like, what? How is it that every time we get one of these games that most people think is not very good, it's outsells, like Black Ops 4. Wow, Black Ops 4... It doesn't have single player this year, only has multiplayer content, you know, people are getting tired of the same old, same old. We guarantee Black Ops 4 this year won't do well. All the reports say it's the best-selling Black Ops ever. It's like, what? Wait, what? I don't know about that. Please tell me where your fucking numbers are coming from, and please explain to me, break it down in detail, how Black Ops 4 is outselling games like Modern Warfare 2, and then maybe I'll believe you. But you notice they don't do that shit, because what they do is they skew fucking numbers. So I guarantee you, you're gonna hear stories that fucking Fallout 76 sold well, when in reality it's just more marketing spin by Bethesda to try to get more people to fucking buy it.
That's funny, because Phil does the exact same thing. One example? Well, I can give you one. How does Phil say that, oh, everything on stream has been great, and the YouTube, and everything on YouTube, the views and everything are great, but yet the money's not there? But then the next day, he's like, hey guys, you know, I really need you guys' support on stream today and whatnot. You know, YouTube's doing great. You know what I'm saying? The views are there, and ad revenues is getting a little bit better, but, you know, you guys really need to tighten up over here. This is all over the span of 2 days. He's done this before. He's done this a couple times. So, and there's never anybody there to question any of that. I'm just curious. I just want to throw that out there. Maybe someone could elaborate on that a little more. I'll wait.
Game. But I guarantee you, probably a couple weeks, no one will give a fuck about that game anymore.
Shout out to Artec Catter, who just did a 5,302-bit cheer. Holy crap, that's the biggest cheer I've gotten in like months. And he says, this is towards a new gaming PC or other needs. Thanks for the money, stupid fuck. You are my bitch. Thank you for the free money, dummy. And you can lick my balls.
Most prolific YouTuber just chooses how much does that equate to? I have no idea. Okay.
That's 100% a lie.
You're a blatant fucking liar for saying that dumb shit. You really won't tell him what the... Wow, that's asshole-ish. That's asshole-ish as shit. Oh my god. Fuck it, that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of money. And he won't even tell them why. And the reason why is if it's a troll cheer, then he never has to acknowledge it. Wow, that's a douchebag move. That's a really, really douchebag move. Fuck.
You know, I hate to say it. I do hate to say it, but when someone like Tut comes along, it's great. Again, it's short-term gain. But what happened was Tut was here for 2 months gifting subs and cheering and stuff. And what happened is everyone else was like, oh, well, Phil's okay. And so now this month, being very honest with you guys, this month has been really slow because Tut's not around anymore. He was exposed for being a troll. And now it's like, I'm trying to basically get back because we had great momentum early summer. We had great momentum with people coming in and contributing and everything. And then when Tut came in, he basically derailed everything. And I just want to say again, thank you very much to Artac because you're the biggest cheer I've had since basically like July besides Tut. And it's very much appreciated that you were very generous like that. I was nervous there that now because what happened with Tut that it would now be like derailed and everything would be screwed up. But I think we're going to be alright in long term. I do. I think we're going to be alright. And yes, King Tut did get banned from Twitch. He's gone permanently. Because he was found to be a troll who tried to charge back everyone who he contributed to. Not just me. He was trying to charge back everyone that he had contributed to.
Which means Phil had him reported. Phil did it, and probably some of the people in his inner circle ended up probably having him reported. If I had to guess. Wow. No surprise there, though.
Oh.
Okay, where's the evidence? Present evidence of what you're saying.
When you're trying to say, oh, yo, he just did that to Phil. No, he actually tried to do it to everyone. He was a 100% legit troll trying to fuck people over. So Twitch banned his ass. So there you go.
Yet again, where's your proof? The only other person that he was alleged to have done that to was Low Tier God, and he was already banned. And I don't think I've heard in any video low tier God bring that up. So, yet again, Phil, where's your proof? And it's funny, too, for someone who doesn't watch other streamers, he sure as hell knows what's going on. Almost as if he may have had people ask around. Imagine that. Gathering intel.
How's the gout, Phil?
Oh my god, here's another one. How's the gout, Phil? Another idiot. This is great.
How's that gout?
How's that gout? Who was it? Hold on, now I have to freaking manually mute
How's
everyone.
that Seattle air, Phil?
Yes, I want to play a game, yes.
Alright, you will. Don't worry, you will. I just gotta find out who this idiot is now. Say it again. No, say it again. Say, how's that gout? Go ahead.
How's that Seattle air?
Come on, say it again. I mean, you're so dumb, I know you'll say it again. Say it. Say, how's that gout? Come on.
So with the gout, how's your daughter? What's the gout?
He's still saying it. How's the gout? How's the gout? How's the gout? Oh, parent, how's the gout? Give me a cracker. Wow. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a racist. Phil's a scammer. DSP's a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck.
This guy's a bitch.
I have a micro penis.
Alright, I think that's a good place to go ahead and stop it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is, in turn, the Fallout 76 series, or at least the lack thereof, as of right now. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hold on to my previous theory, whereas Phil's probably going to see if there's going to be a sponsored stream, and which he may already know about up to this point, and he's going to wait and participate in that. He gets the game for free. All he has to do is get people to show up. And like I said, those streams last over multiple days, if not over weeks, at least a couple of weeks. Oh man, I'd say at least a week. There's pretty decent opportunity for waiting and whatnot. He'll probably make actually more money doing it that way, as long as he can have the viewership there. So there you go. It's immediate, and it's a very large third party or AAA developer, so he doesn't have to worry about trolls getting at his head on Twitter or anything for that. Same thing with Assassin's Creed. This might be the way to go for him, but that's just my theory, of course. We'll have to wait and see how that actually pans out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys whenever the next one is. Not sure. That should hopefully Gout and Wine, to be honest with you. But I just found a new thing for Wine and Doubt, so we might do that too. I don't know. We'll see. Well, whenever the next one comes out, it comes out, I guess. I guess that's part of the surprise here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG Networking Productions. I've been your host, /anchor, GTG, and I'm signing off. Have a good day, guys. End of broadcast.